Here we are in the services feature. So let's go into my services and create a new service. This will take me to a page for service creation. What is the name of my service? So let's say art lessons. This falls under the category of crafts and a subcategory of, let's do knitting. So I'm going to change this to knitting lessons. I can have this at any or all of these locations. If I choose to have it at my home address will be shared with my neighbors, so just be aware of that. I'm happy to have it at any of these three places. I'll save and continue. Because my service is a lesson, it needs a time slot for that lesson to happen in. If instead of offering a knitting lesson, I was offering to knit hats for my neighbors, it might need a pickup time instead. Each lesson, let's say, is 1 hour long, and it will be available on Sunday afternoons from 2 to 4 p.m. Perfect. I'd like to start this in January, and then it can go on indefinitely into the future. Now, here is where I want to share about my service. I want to include as many details as I can and be as clear as I can and have very engaging descriptions of what my service is all about. So I'll start with something like, learn how to knit. I would want a longer description, but we're going to leave it just like this for now. Next, I would include a photo that works well along with the service that I'm offering. So for example, a knitting photo might look like this. If I had a portfolio that displayed some of my work, in this case, it might be something like a website where I host all of the different knitting projects that I've made. I might link it in here. I could also ask my neighbors a few additional questions. I like this one because in this case, I might want to know what it is they're wanting to knit. Do you want to knit a scarf? Do you want to knit a hat? Do you want to knit a dishcloth or something maybe even more difficult? And if my service had a food component, I might ask about allergies or dietary restrictions. The last piece is to price my service. I'm going to say that this service is free, but if you wanted to have a price on your service, you would select the unit. So I could either select hour or session. I think I would select session, and then how much it costs per session. If you choose to have a paid service, you would need to set up your Stripe account along with your Minivillage profile. For the sake of this demo, I'm just going to say my service is free. Save and continue. This is where I get to review my service and ensure that all of the details are correct and as I like it. Then I can just click Create. After it saves, there's going to be a little pop-up that says your service, Knitting Lessons, is now available for your neighbors to book. And I can go and take a look at my service. And I get to see what my neighbors will see. And I can even see it if I go into the services page, and it'll be right there, Knitting Lessons.